Okay, we're going to get started and welcome, and let's start out with our warm-up. We're just raising our arms over our head. Just kind of begin walking in place. Keep raising your arms, maybe going around in circles. Breathing in deep, just warming up. And then just reach up, stretching to the sky. Just keep walking in place. Bring your right arm down, take your left hand, pull your arm behind by your elbow and just kind of stretch it out a little bit. And just keep walking in place. I'm going to walk up a little further so we can see. And then grab the other arm and stretch it over and just keep walking in place. And then back out and back to our big circles that we're making. Just trying to get our oxygen level up, open up our diaphragm. That's the point of doing this, is just really opening up that diaphragm and getting our blood flowing and getting our blood going to our muscles, letting our body know we're getting ready to do some activity and work out. And then kind of spread your legs apart, stretch over, and come back up and stretch the other way. And come back up. And let's do that again. And just take in some nice, smooth breaths in. And then blow it out slowly, all the way back out. And let's do some arm circles, big arm circles backward. 3, 4, we're going to do 8 and reverse. 5, 6, 7, 8 and reverse. You should be able to feel how you're really opening up your diaphragm and getting that oxygen flowing. Should be able to breathe a little better. Getting our energy going and walk. Swinging your arms. Swing them pretty good. Really get your oxygen and your blood flowing. I'm going to adjust this camera down just a little bit so you can see my legs too. You can see what I'm doing sometimes with my feet. Let's jog in place. Slow, just a little slow jog in place. Make sure you're breathing. Let's take our arms up again. Make some big circles, continuing to jog in place. It's really hard to just start working out unless you kind of warm up and get everything going. And just reaching up, stretching while you're jogging in place. Just stretch out your fingers. Bring your arms back down. Let's make some small circles, going back first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick up the speed. 5, 6, 7, 8. Jogging faster. Just jogging in place faster. Burn a little calories this way too. Mostly the point of these classes are toning and building some muscle. You don't always do a lot of cardio, but you do burn calories when you're doing muscle work. So today we're going to do a little bit more cardio. Burn some more calories. Okay, and let's do some jumping jacks. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and one more, 15. And walk it out. A couple of things that I always do in my workouts that you'll become really familiar with if you watch all of my workout videos is I tell you to pay attention to your own body. I don't ever want you to do anything that you can't do. You can always stop. One of the things you can do to keep your oxygen up and keep your blood flowing is you can just walk. So if we're ever doing something you can't do, just walk. And in between, a lot of times to kind of give our muscles a little break so they can kind of catch up and be able to move on to the next thing is we'll walk it out. So you'll hear me say that. And then we have a little position that we do, which I like to call our relaxation position. If you've watched any of my other videos, you've seen it every video, and you'll see it in this one. Okay, and then we're just going to spread your legs out a little bit, about shoulder length apart. We're going to take our arms so that your elbows are available, and we're just going to do this. So you're just bringing your opposite knee to the opposite elbow. And breathe, and make sure you're breathing in and out. Don't hold your breath. Okay, and now we're just going to bring our knees up to the front, straight up. All the time you're working out, if you can try and be conscious of your abdominal muscles, try to always keep your abdominal muscles tight, like your whole entire workout. Just kind of check back in with your abdominals after you're sure you're doing whatever muscle area you're working on. And if you always tighten up those abdominal muscles, then you're going to get a nice, flat, strong core. Okay? And then some big circles, just kind of going back and forth in some big circles faster. They're actually kind of half circles. Okay, and now we're gonna do a little more stretching. So we're gonna take this arm, bring it over to the left. Try and keep your body kind of straight, tighten that abdominal muscle. Stretch that shoulder. Make sure you're breathing. And reach up, grab your shoulder, pull it over a little further. Kind of really pull on that, kind of stretch it. It's kind of a traction move. And then we're going to go to the other side. Grab your elbow, stretch it over to the right with your left arm. Tighten your tummy, make sure you're breathing. Grab up higher. Pull, trying to give a little traction move and stretch. And then we're going to stretch one more time this way. Pulling your arms back. Should be a little bit easier. Just pulling your arm back behind. Kind of lift up and over. Stretching those muscles. Don't lock your knees. And then we're going to reach for the other side. Do the same thing. Make sure you're pulling up and over. And back down. Now we're going to stretch our neck. So we're going to take our neck and bring our chin down to our chest. So you're bringing your chin down to your chest, and you'll feel that stretch right there. Whenever you feel the tightness let up a little bit, stretch it a little further. Really important. I always say follow your own body, listen to your own body. So you'll know, not by what I say or when I do it, but when your muscles feel like they've let up some, that's when you take it a little further. And you do that until you feel like you can't take your chin down any closer to your chest. And you feel like you've gotten a really good stretch there. Not trying to bend over. We're just trying to kind of sit up straight so you can make sure your shoulders are back. I have to remind myself of all these things too. And when you feel like you've gotten a good stretch there, bring it back up to this neutral position. And then we're going to stretch it to the back. So when we stretch it to the back, we're going to jut our chin towards the ceiling so that we not only stretch all the muscles, but we're kind of stretching these platysma muscles out right here. These are like big, powerful muscle here in our neck. So head back slowly, make sure you're breathing. And when you're ready, just really shove your jaw towards the ceiling. Shoulders down. And bring your jaw back in line, and then bring your head down. Let's do some shoulder shrugs, kind of loosen that up. 3, 4, 5, 6, tighten your tummy, 7, and 8, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're going to put our arms out, and we're going to reach to the right, come back to the center, reach to the left, center, right, center, left, center, right, center, left, center, right. And let's do it like double time. Right and left and right and left and right and left and right and left and right and left. And walk it out. And we're going to stretch our necks to the side. So we're going to go to the side and then to the back. Take a nice deep breath. Go to the side and then look over your left shoulder. Blowing your air all the way out. Keep your shoulders down. Tighten your tummy. Stretch it as far as you feel like you need or want to go. Slowly. Keep breathing, and when you're ready, bring it back to the side, and then bring it back to the neutral position. And now, let's do the other side. Looking over your right shoulder and just really stretching your neck. Keep your shoulders down. Keep your abdominal muscles tight. Tighten them up. When you're ready, back to the side, and then back to the front. And then we're going to reach up over to the left side of our head, and we are going to just help our head to come down towards that shoulder, the right shoulder. Slowly, a little bit of pressure, not much. Don't bend your knee. Don't lock your knees. Bend your knees a little bit. And tighten your abdominal muscles. Pull your head down a little bit more. Try to keep the other shoulder kind of down. You should feel that stretch right about here. And when you're ready, let go of the pressure and slowly bring your head back up. Then we're going to do the other side. So put your left hand onto the right side of your head. Pull it down. Don't lock your knees. Tighten your abdominal muscles. Keep the other shoulder down. Coming over to bending your head towards your shoulder. Make sure you're still breathing. It can be hard to breathe in this position. And slowly release the pressure. Help your head up. Do some shoulder shrugs. Let's do them forward and backward. Just really loosening things up. Okay. And now we're going to tone some of these muscles in here, doing a little exercise. Put your palms together, put your elbows out, and you're going to just simply keep your hands right around your chest position, right towards the middle, and you're just going to apply pressure. So you're going to go 1 and hold it, Make sure you're breathing. Tighten your abdominals and release. And then you're going to do 2, pressing, pressing, and then release. Breathing and press. Tighten your abdominals and release. And press. This is probably 4 or 5. We'll do 10. So we'll just say this is 5. Release. And 6, pressing. And release. And 7. And release. And 8. And release. And 9. Holding, pressing, pressing. Breathing and release. And we're going to do one more that way. Pressing. Don't lock your knees. Tighten your abdominal muscles. You're pressing, you're pressing. You're breathing. And you're going to release. And now we're going to pick up the pace. So we're going to do 20 of them. 1, 2, 3. You're just pressing and letting go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Keep your elbows out. 17, 18, 19, and 20. Hold the last one. Breathe. And let go. Okay, so today we're going to do things a little bit different. We're going to go ahead and do our arm exercises while we're up here before we go down and work the abdominal muscles and also work the leg, your thigh, hamstring, and gastrocnemius muscles. So I'm going to pick up my 10-pound weight, and today we're going to start out doing just doing our shoulder ones. And so hold your weight like this, whatever weight you are comfortable with, and we are going to go straight up and straight back down. And 1. Breathe. And 2. Tighten your abdominal muscles. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. We're going to do 10. Actually, let's do 12. 9. And 10. And 11. And one more. And 12. And back down. And now we're going to go to the other side. And put your weight up to your shoulder, up right above your shoulder. And 1. And 2. And 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12. And you can play some music in the background. It's really nice to work out with music. I've tried putting music in the background of my videos, and Zoom keeps telling me that it's copyright infringement, or YouTube, when I put them on YouTube, actually. They're telling me it's like copyright infringement, which they're not making me take them down, but, you know, apparently, like, you know, I guess there is some restrictions. So we're going to do your bicep right now. And so you're going to turn your bicep out, put your elbow kind of to your side. And so you should see the inside of your elbow. And we're going to go up to the shoulder, kind of more towards, kind of in the front. So we're doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12. And we're going to switch to the other side. Shake that arm out and turn your bicep out. Put your elbow kind of against your body. Get ready, and more towards the front of your body, or kind of off the edge a little bit. And I'm going to say 1 and 2, since the other one wasn't really full. 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So if you play music in the background, it's a little more motivating. And 10 and 11, and that way you can play any music you like. And 12. All right, and now we're going to go back behind our head. So we're going to work on these tricep muscles here. So put your weight over the back of your head. Basically what you're going to be doing in the back, I'll turn around, is when you come down, you're going to come down as far as you can, but not like bending over, where you're standing up straight and you're bringing it up. So it's 2 and 3. So that's what you're doing. So, and from the front, keep your elbows together. 4 and 5 and 6. Try to keep your elbows in. And 7. It's really easy to start moving out. 8. I have to really focus. 9. I'm keeping my elbows close. 10 and 11 and 12. And we're going to go through that same circuit again. So we're going to go do our shoulders, then we're going to do our biceps, switch to the other side, then do the one behind. And whenever you're ready, here we go. And 1 and 2. Hold your tummy tight. 3, 4. Just tighten those abdominal muscles. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is always the hardest part for me. 11, my shoulders are the weakest. And 12. And shake it out. You might be sweating now. I am starting to definitely listen. Sweat. Okay, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Make sure you're breathing. And 11 and 12. And bring it back down. And then we're going to go to the biceps. And whenever you're ready, turn that bicep out. Elbow kind of close to your body. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Tighten your abdominals. 6. Don't lock your knees. 7. And make sure you're breathing. 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12. And go to the other side. Shake it out. Turn your bicep out. Elbow against your body. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Hello, star. And 9 and 10 and 11. As you can see, I have a couple little friends here. That's Mouse, the cat, and Star. Wow, she looks comfortable. Okay, and over your head, keep your elbows together. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Try to keep your elbows in as close as you can, and 6. Tighten your abdominals and breathe, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. It's not easy to keep those elbows in, 11, and 12. And we're going to do one more set, and then we're going to take a water break. It's really important to stay hydrated while you're working out and after you're finished working out. So here we go. Oh, actually, let's go do our shoulders again first. So 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. Tighten your tummy. And 7, and 8. And this is going to be our last set too. And 9, and 10, and 11, and 12. I hope I remember to do 12 on all of them. I forget sometimes my counting because I'm talking. Go to the other side, and 1, and 2. But that's okay because we're still working out. 3, 4. We're still going to get great results. 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9. The key is really consistency and activity and just doing something. It all helps. It all pays off. So let's go. Let's do our biceps again and then over the head again, and then I think we're done. And again, if I've gotten out of line here or forgotten to count, just forgive me. You can do your own thing to kind of make up for it or catch up. And 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7. Make sure you're breathing and hold your tummy tight. 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and go to the other side. Turn that bicep out. Always turn your bicep out. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and kind of shake it out a little bit. Don't hurt yourself. And we're going to take this weight to the back one more time. This is the last time. And ready, keep your elbows in, and 1. Be careful not to hit yourself in the head. 2, so make sure you're going far enough back. 3, holding the weight back. 4, bring your elbows in, tighten your abdominals. 5, 6, make sure you're breathing. 7, if I didn't have to remind you, I would be forgetting 2. 9, 10, I think that's right. 11, if it's not, you make it up yourself. 12, and slowly bend at the knees, kind of lean down and put your weight down carefully. Don't hurt your back. And let's get a drink of water. We're going to do one more exercise with our arms before we go on to abdominals and our legs. I try to give you a full body workout during each one of these sessions. And also, hopefully, you pick up things that you can use yourself at any time that you want to. If you ever have any questions or need any help or support, please just message me. You can find me on YouTube, and you can message me from there. Okay, so let's just sit on your chair or your stool or whatever you have. Make sure whatever you have is sturdy, you know, that it's not going to like fall over on you or tip over when you're trying to work out. That would be like really bad. So, all right, so we're going to work on this tricep muscle. And so we're going to do an exercise here on the edge of our chair. So I want you to put your feet on the mat a little bit apart. And you can just see, you can kind of see the angle here. You may have to adjust it when you come off your chair because basically you're going to come off of your chair like this to do dips. So wherever you need to put your feet to make it comfortable for you. You're going to hold onto your chair or your stool with just the palms of your hand. That's where your support is going to be, your hands. Fingers you want to have like off the edge so that you can use them to make things a little more stable. And so we're going to take a deep breath and we are going to go down into dips. And this is how we're going to do it. And take a nice deep breath. And 1. And back up. And you're not going to sit on the chair. You're just going to do dips. 2. Come down as far as you feel comfortable. Don't hurt your shoulders. 3. You'll feel that. Turn your palms or your fingers out a little bit. 5. And 6. Just adjust it to where you're not hurting yourself, hurting your shoulders, but you're feeling that in your upper arms, especially in the back. And 7, I think. 8. And 9. You'll help yourself a little bit with your legs, but mostly you want to try to do most of the work in your arms. 10. And 11. And 12. And 13. We're going to do 20, 14. And 15. I can feel that. 16 and 17 and 18. Quit if you need to. 19, but we have one more. 20, and back up on the chair. Wow, I really felt that. And breathe. Take a little breather. Shake it out. Let your muscles kind of recover a little bit. So shake it out. Rub them a little. Shake it out. Okay, all right. So now we're going to go to, first we're going to do some of our leg exercises. I'm going to use the chair again, I think, because what we're going to do first is just, we're going to warm up these leg muscles specifically before we actually start doing some toning exercises. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to warm up the our front muscles here, our quadricep muscles. And so how we're going to do that is we're going to grab our ankle or our foot and our hand with the same leg. Put your knees together. Keep your 2 thighs lined up, like you don't want them, out of alignment. And you're going to pull your heel into your buttock, stretching. You'll feel that stretch. Again, pay attention to your own body. So as you feel the tightness in the front of your leg here, and you're holding that heel into your buttock, when you feel that tightness kind of let up, then pull that heel in even tighter. Just keep doing that until you feel like you've really stretched out this front of your quadricep muscles here in the front of your leg. And then if you want to get even more of a stretch, if you've gone in as far as you can bring it around to the side a little bit and stretch it some more. And then you can just push that leg out and that'll stretch it even more. And at the same time, you're also pulling your heel into your buttock. The more you do that, the more you will be able to loosen up those muscles and warm those muscles up quicker. And then when you feel like they're nice and loosened up, you're going to still feel some tautness, but when they feel pretty good, just go ahead and put your leg down. And we're going to switch to the other side. I'm going to balance myself with my chair again on the other side. So you're going to do the same thing. And keep your legs together, your knees kind of lined up. Pull your heel into your buttock on that side. Make sure you're breathing. Adjust by your body. When you feel the tightness loosening, go in some more. Make it tight again. Keep pulling that heel into your buttock. Each time you feel the tightness, let up some. And make sure you're breathing and hold your abdominal muscles tight. This whole entire time we're working out, we're working these abdominal muscles, and this is our core strength. It is where the power comes from. We really tighten that up. It makes all of our workouts so much easier. And then I'm going to press it back because I felt like I had stretched it as much as I could that way. When you feel that way, you can lean, but don't bend. So you're keeping your back straight. You're just leaning. Whenever you're ready, you can put that foot back down. And then kind of walk it out, walk it out. And now I'm going to move this back because of the other exercises that I'm going to do. But we are going to stretch out our hamstrings, and we're going to do that by spreading our legs out past shoulder length apart, so beyond shoulder length, because shoulder length would be right about here, but we're taking our feet out past there. And also, again, pay attention to your body, because you kind of know when you feel comfortable, because you don't want to go so far that it's uncomfortable or you feel unstable. So make sure you feel stable and you're comfortable, and turn your feet a little bit out, you know, like instead of being like this, turn them this way a little bit, and just make sure there's no pressure on your knees. And so we are going to go down to the middle, and we are going to go down to the mat as far as we can, and we're just going to hang there for just a little bit. So move down to the mat, slowly reaching down to the mat, and just hang there. And you should be focusing on these muscles back here, the back of your legs, your hamstring muscles, and possibly your gastrocnemius muscles. They should feel a little bit tight. So we're just reaching down to the floor. And then you're going to get a little bit more stretch, because what I want you to do is I want you to take your hands and reach over to your ankles. And you're just going to feel a little bit more stretch, and you can kind of sink in a little bit more, but be careful and don't get out of balance. If this makes you dizzy or anything, then please stop. Then you're going to reach back to the center, and just you're stretching down. And then you're going to reach your hands back over to your ankles, and just letting yourself really sink in and just feeling that stretch back here. And then you're going to reach for the center, and then you're going to go over to the right side and stretch a little bit to the right side. And then stretch to the middle. And when you're stretching, kind of bounce up a tiny bit and bounce down a little. So then you're going to bounce up a little and bounce down to the left. And you're going to bounce up a little and bounce down to the center. Bounce up a little and bounce down to the right. And we're going to do that, I don't know, maybe 10 times. And each time you should notice that you are actually loosening up, because you should be able to go down a little bit further on the mat. Not a lot, but a little. And everybody's different, so we're going to pick up the pace a little. So I'm sure we've done 4 or 5 of those. I'm going to call this 6. Center, right. Center, left, 7. Center, right. Center, left, 8. Center, right. Center, left, 9. Center, right. Center, left, 10. Center, bounce in the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to come up on 10, slowly rolling up. Bend your knees a little and roll your body up. And there you have it. Okay. And now we're going to take our knees, and we're going to take our legs and spread them not quite as far as you were, but again, to a comfortable. And you're going to bend your knees, and you're going to come down. And we're going to do some squats. And so we're going to do 2 and 3 and 4. Tighten your tummy. And 5. Let's do about 40 of those. And 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and 13 and 14. Go deeper if you want more. 15, 16. If you want more of a workout, 17. You can go deeper. 18, but don't hurt your knees. 19 and 20 and 21. Make sure you're breathing. 22, don't bend over. Keep your back straight. Lean forward. Stick your butt out. but keep your back straight. And I forgot what number we're on, probably 24 maybe, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, and 31, and 32, and 33, and 34, and 35, and 36, and 37, and 38. We have two more, and 39, and 40. And walk it out. Oh wow, that feels great. Take a water break anytime you want. You don't have to wait for me for water breaks. You have to go by your own body. I can't stress that enough. Pay attention to your own body. Just keep moving. Again, if you ever have to stop and you can't do one of the exercises, just keep moving until we go to the next exercise. Okay. And now we're going to do some lunges. And so the way we're going to do those is, I like to move the mat for these because I'm always afraid I'm going to trip on the mat. So I like a little bit more grip. Okay, so for our lunges, we're going to stand a comfortable feet length apart. So wherever you're comfortable, you may have to adjust once you get started too. And so what we're going to do is we start out with our feet side by side, and then we're going to step forward. And when you step forward, you want to step far enough that you have enough distance that you can come down on your knee. So you don't want to go too far. So again, you'll have to gauge that by your own body. So then you're going to come down to your knee and back up and pull your leg back. And then this leg, we're going to switch down to your knee and pull back. And that was 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. It was actually 2, wasn't it? And 5, and 6, and 7. You can do it this way too if you want. 8, 9, and 10, and 11, and 12. Don't hurt your knees. You can either touch the floor or not. 16, I think, 17, 18, 19, and 20, and 21, and 22, and 23, and 24, and 25, and 26, and 27, and 28. We have 2 more, and 29, and 30. And walk it out. Whew, I can feel that in my butt and my thighs. Whew, and that's a good thing. All right, we're walking it out. All right, now we're going to take it down to the mat. And the first thing we're going to do when we get down to the mat is we're going to do that relaxation position that you'll know about if you've watched my other videos. And if not, you'll see. You'll learn about it really quick. All right, so we're taking our camera down to the mat so we can see exercises down there. And it's a good opportunity to take another drink. Stay hydrated. Make sure you drink a lot of water after your workout. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now let's go ahead and let's do that relaxation position. So basically what you're doing, you're going up on all fours, but you're going to turn your feet so that you can sit in your feet. So you're going to be spreading your knees out. So spread your knees out and you're sitting on your feet till you feel really comfortable. And then you're going to lay down on the mat. So walk it out, lay down on the mat, put your forehead down to the mat, and just relax. This takes so much pressure off of the entire body. It just feels really, really good. I don't know, I feel like every time I do that, I get the energy to keep going, to go a little further. Whew. And so now let's come to the center of the mat, and before we do our abdominals, let's just stretch a little bit right here. Put your feet together and just stretch your knees down to the mat. Sitting up straight, bracing yourself or holding your balance with your hands. Getting a good workout, and release and stretch. Hold your abdominals tight and release and stretch, and hold those abdominals tight. Grab your feet and push your knees down again. Put your elbows out and lean forward. You don't have to lay down, just lean from the hips. Lean from the hips. Keep your back straight. And come back up. Lean forward, press your knees down. Come back up. Lean forward, press your knees down. And come back up and help your knees up. Put your legs out in front of you. Stretch forward, stretching from the hips. Stretching from the hips, reaching your ankles, if you can, or as far as you can, without, slouching. So keeping your back straight. Some of you might be able to just lay down on your legs. My daughter can. She did ballet for 13 years. She was really, 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 really limber. Okay, and come back up. All right, now we're going to do a couple of abdominal exercises. The first one is a Pilates, and the next one, or the next two, we'll do 3 of them, are going to be Tibetan right moves. So, one of the things that I have everybody do is the Pilates way of laying down, and that is you're going to round your back this time. You're going to lay down on the mat with touching your spine, rolling your spine down on the mat, and tighten your tummy as you're rolling down. Really tighten those abdominal muscles. Put your power in here. Your arms can go up and over your head, and stretch and stretch and stretch. Feels really good. And we're gonna roll back up the same way we came down. So we're gonna put our arms up, head up, start rolling at the spine. Just roll, roll, roll through the spine, low, and then come up and stretch your body forward. Just bending at the hips, reaching your ankles. And then we're going to roll back down. So now you need to round your spine out again. And we're going to do, let's do 5 of those. So that was 1. We're going to come up, rolling up, stretching forward, sitting back up, rounding out your body, rolling your spine down, arms up over your head, stretch it out, breathing, arms back up, head up, rolling up, keep it in low, stretch it forward, round your body back, bring it down again. I don't remember what number we're on, but let's do 1 more. So stretching it out, and arms up, head up, rolling up, stretching forward. And we're going to go back down because we're going to do our Pilates move from here. Stretch your arms up, stretch it out. Breathe, feel that oxygen, and we're going to do our Pilates move. So, for the Pilates move, we're going to be bringing our head up, and we're going to be bringing our legs up at an angle, and we're going to hold our arms up off the floor, and we're going to just pulsate our arms, and we're going to do 30 of those 2 times. So breathe, head up, legs up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27, 28, 9, 30. Head down, legs down. Probably it would be easier if it does strain your back to bring your knees in first before you lay your legs down. But it's up to you. So do that one more time, and head up, arms up, legs up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And what I was saying was, bring your knee back and put your head back down. Sometimes that's easier, and definitely you're less likely to injure your neck or strain your muscles. All right, so the next move that we're going to do is going to be a Tibetan right move. And it's actually Tibetan right number 2. So you're going to put your arms down on the mat, your body flat on the mat, and then you are going to bring your head up first, and then your legs to that same angle that you did for our Pilates move, but you're going to leave your arms down the whole time, and you're just going to put your legs and your head back down. So it looks like this, and we're going to do 21 of them. And up, and hold a second, and down, and that was 1, and 2, and make sure you're breathing, and 3, and 4. Tighten your tummy, tighten it up, and 5, 6, and 7, and 8, and 9. Keep breathing. And 10. And 11. Keep your stomach tight. And 12. 13. 14. And 15. And 16. And 17. And 18. And this is 19. Tighten your tummy. We got 2 more. And 20. And 21. And hold it, hold it, hold it, and down. Put your arms up over your head. Stretch it out. You should have felt that in your tummy. And then we're going to come back up, so we're going to roll up. We're going to do our Pilates roll up, so put your arms up, your head up, and roll up. Ooh, I can really feel that this time. And straighten up. And make sure you're breathing. And we're going to do one more abdominal workout, or exercise, I should say. And then we are going to cool down, and we will be finished with today's workout. So the last abdominal exercise that we're going to do is another Pilates move. And this particular, not Pilates, Tibetan rights. And this particular Tibetan rights move is Tibetan right number 5. If you look at my videos on Tibetan rights, you'll see all the Tibetan rights. Fantastic workout in and of itself. But number 5 actually works out
a lot of the body. It actually works out the arms, the shoulders, it works out the legs, especially your gastrocnemius muscles, it works out your abdominal muscles, it works out your chest muscles, it works out your back. It's an amazing exercise. And it is laying on your stomach. Your hands are going to be right about in line with your chest. And it's basically the upward dog, downward dog moves of yoga. So when you come down, or actually when you go up to the upward dog, you're going to really tighten your buttock. And then when you go up into downward dog, you're going to try to remember to press your heels towards the floor so you get that gastrocnemius stretch. So take a nice breath and push up, stretch back into upward dog, tighten your buttock, and then go up into downward dog, bringing yourself down. Make sure you're pressing your heels against the floor. You may need to readjust your positioning a little bit. And when you come down, don't touch the mat if you can. Don't touch the mat if you have to. That's okay too. So this is 2. And 3. And tighten your buttock. And press down those heels. And breathe. And 4. Tightening the buttock. And 6. Hold your stomach tight. 7. Tighten your buttock. And 8. Star step. And 9. She's trying to take a bath now. Like, no baths while we're on video. And I think this might be 12, but I could be wrong. And 13. And 14. Aren't our animals like our best friends? 16. They're so awesome. And 17. Pressing down those heels, breathing. 18, tightening that buttock. And 19, breathing, tightening your buttock. Downward dog, press down those heels. We got 2 more. 20, breathing. Press down those heels. And 21, tighten that buttock. Go into downward dog, press down those heels. When you come out of this, just go down to your knees slowly. Down to your knees. And let's go into that wonderful relaxation position. Sitting on your feet, spreading your knees apart. And we're gonna just walk our hands down and lay our heads down on the mat and just relax. And you know the other thing this does is this is a great chiropractic move because this is taking pressure off of all these muscles. It's also kind of a traction, and it's letting gravity kind of pull this pelvic area down in between our legs here. And so this is a really, really great stretch. If you have back problems or issues or anything like that, try this. This feels really, really good. Especially after you've done a low back workout. This is really fantastic. And so we're going to walk our way back up. And let's get another drink and then just do a cool down. Water tastes great. And make sure you drink a lot of water today. And just sit any way you want. Make yourself really comfortable. And we're just going to cool down. So let's take a nice breath. Let's breathe in through our nose. Nice and deep. And then kind of hold it a little bit. And then Let it out really slow. We just really want to slow down our breathing. Take a nice deep breath in when you're bringing your arms up and around. Blowing it out at your own pace. But breathing slowly. Just kind of really slow down your breathing. And then let's reverse this. It's so nice when you're slowing down your breathing to just breathe in through your nose. Take that breath in as deep as you can take it. And when you feel like you can't breathe in any further, then you're just blowing all the air slowly, as slow as you can, out through your mouth. It's also a good technique to use if you're having like a panic attack or something. Just breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And by the way, panic attacks only last about 20 minutes. Granted, it feels like an eternity, that 20 minutes. But it's good to know because when someone's having an anxiety attack or a panic attack, it feels like you're going to die. It feels like it's going to last forever. And if you can just tell yourself, this is only going to last for about 20 minutes, and just try to talk to yourself and soothe yourself. And take some nice, slow breaths. It's amazing what it can do. And one more time this way. And just sit for a moment. Wow. Feels really good. Thank you. We'll see you next time.